give our final energy and attention. I know he's going to bring the energy. When I asked my friend Ant, we met 19 years ago in this very ballroom, dancing crazy in teams with bandanas. Can you believe it? At a Tony Robbins event, and we were both on the team Froggies. James was in the Tigers, and Kate, I don't know, maybe a goanna. I don't know what you were, Katie. But these are the dearest friends that I get to call the chosen family. And when I asked him, how do you want me to introduce you? And he said, Ant. He makes me laugh, he makes me cry. The end. So I'm staying true to his request. Let's bring a massive, high energy 10 out of 10. Bring it home, Ant.
All right. So, who's up for a stretch? Stay standing, stay standing. I want to do something really, really fun, really cool. So we're going to divide the room right there. You got to see me, Peter. You're on that side. So this is team 1, this is team 2. Who knows the song that was just playing? So, you're going to be, hey girl. What are you going to be? Hey boy. Superstar DJ. Here we go. We got that? All right, let's see what we can do from the top.
I like a challenge.
Come on, bring the energy. Who knows how to do-si-do? Let's see it. Come on. You're just standing there. Grab a person and do-si-do. Let's go.
Do-si-do.
You're just standing there. Grab a person and do-si-do. Let's go. We're getting there, we're getting there.
You two get prizes.
All right, let's grab a seat. Thank you. 25, that's awesome. Okay, it's such an honor to be here to close this. It's been a fabulous day. Everything I planned to say, everyone else has already said, which is great. So I just get to skim over it, put a nice bow on the day. So you all should have a rubber band in front of you on a table. If you're at home, you may or may not, a hair tie, anything like that. And what I'd love you to do is just at your table, just go around and come up with 3 to 5 applications. What a rubber band, what can you do with it? Ready, go. Alrighty, so would everyone agree with me that a rubber band is only useful when it is stretched? So Adam already alluded to this when we were talking about the team or the customer experience where we need to stretch the person. So the label of this presentation is called Time Under Tension. So think about, I want you to place one finger in the rubber band to represent where you are right now. And then the other one, where you would like to be. And this is the tension that is necessary to move you from where you are, from where you'd like to go. But yeah, don't let one go, okay? We want to keep all our eyes. Who can relate to this story though? Who's set a goal before? Yep. Who's had this happen though? They set a goal and then they don't hit it. And then a bit of time goes by, they kept the goal and they don't hit it. And then the next time they do this. Did everyone see that? They went like this. They're going, oh, it was a stupid goal anyway. Oh, it wasn't that important to me. I had other things come up. And so we start to lose the tension on our greatest desires. And the challenge is this. We're looking to keep comfortable when all of your growth happens under tension. So when I was a chiropractor, before that I was an exercise physiologist. Anyone who knows anything about growing muscle, one of the key aspects to growing a muscle is time under tension. And I love that the principles that you look at that are universal, because what happens with our business is we have tension and then we don't. We have tension and then we don't. You ever seen the person at the gym and they do 10 by 1 repetitions? Does that make sense? Compared to doing 10 continuous repetitions. Same amount of effort, same amount of time, but there was the breaks in between. And the thing that's going to grow you from where you are to where you want to be is the time under tension. So, we got to embrace the suck, if you will. It's been covered by multiple speakers. The other challenge, though, is this. We pretend where we are is much closer than the reality. Can anyone relate to that? So there's a story. Jim Stockdale, he was in the Navy, and he was in the Air Force, and he was shot down in the 60s. So he was an admiral, and he ended up in the Hanoi Hilton, the prisoner of war camp in Vietnam, and he spent 8 years there. And the most challenging thing was that the beatings, the severe trauma that they had was inconsistent. You just didn't know what you were going to do or the thing that was going to happen to you that started to inflict this pain. And this was the key. When he was interviewed, he was asked, well, what was different between you who got out and those who didn't? And he said, I never lost faith in the end of the story. I never lost faith. I never lost sight. I knew that I would prevail in the end. And so many of us, we set a goal, and I know it's a slippery slope because we go, I want to be here by Christmas. I want to be here by Easter. I want to be here. And this was the kicker in the interview. He was asked, who were the people who didn't make it out? And without a hesitation, he said it was the optimists. They're like, what do you mean, the optimists? The people who go, it's all great, we're going to be fine, we'll be out by Christmas. And then Christmas would come and Christmas would go, and they weren't out. No, it's all right, we'll be out by Easter. Easter would come, Easter would go, they weren't out. And this would happen year after year. And those were the people who died of a broken heart. And so it's called the Stockdale paradox. If you just bring up the slide. Oh, I already skipped forward, my bad. Retain faith that you will prevail in the end regardless of the difficulties. Having full faith in the end of the story. But this is the key. At the same time, confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they might be. And this is the thing that I think we have challenge with. Who's an optimist here? Self-confessed. I know I've kind of given the tag, oh no, not me. We all are, right? We're in this room because we're happy, we're positive, but we're not looking at our weaknesses and going, I need to develop this. We're not grounded in the truth of where we're at. And what that's doing is it's doing this to your tension. Does that make sense? So it's the paradox. This rubber band is the paradox. You need to have reality grounded in the brutal facts of exactly where you are, but also have faith in the end that you will prevail. And so if you're setting timelines, I want to be here by this time, I know it's good to create the tension, but the challenge is you get there, then you miss it, then you get there. We've heard stories. Every single person who was on the panel, Olivia, there's going to be ups and downs. So my take on it is just know where you're going to end up. Because you might go, it's NMD. You might go, it's earning 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, whatever it might be, but you don't know the timeline. And if you get so attached to the timeline and then you don't discipline the disappointments, as we've been taught, you die of the heartache. And then you step away from the community. And it's the saddest thing we see as leaders. When people have incredible potential, they have incredible heart, they've got all the skills. But somehow in the wiring of what they deem success to be, they've messed it up. So the other key to this, big difference between what you can't do and what you won't do. You guys, you have unlimited potential. The tension that you can create. Like Olivia said, if you're going to dream, dream big. It's been the most beautiful journey for Kate and I, not because of the effect this business had on our family, but when her parents had stuff go wrong and we could go, you don't need to go back to work. We got you covered. And we've been able to, help them out for the last, 2-3 years, that they get to be home and wake up and have breakfast and they get to be there with our kids right now. And then my dad, he's turning 80 and he's just went through a divorce and it's really messy. But to go, Dad, we got you covered and we can buy you a unit and just make it happen. And so sometimes the goals that you're setting, if you're coming from pain and you're just surviving, the goals you're setting are nowhere near what they could be. And so I'm here to tell you the tension that you need to create to move you, just double whatever you've set down for the next 12 months. And then don't worry about what happens in the 12 months, just where you want to prevail. Have faith in the end of the story. So it says that God's gift to you is your potential. Your gift back is developing that. And so the goals that you have need to become so insatiable. You need to be obsessed. So what you think about and what you think about, you bring about. And you need to eliminate all distraction. I'm going to play a little video to see which of the following examples you relate to. But one of my key mantras has been, I'm consciously focusing my dominant thoughts on the dreams and aspirations I'm destined to fulfill. I'm consciously focusing my dominant thoughts on the dreams and aspirations I'm destined to fulfill. And you need to eliminate all the distraction, because this is what happens. Most of you think that all of your stress is coming from this. There's no stress in when you're in flow and grace, when you're manifesting, the things that the previous speakers have spoken about. But it's when this comes along and it stretches you in that way. If we could play this video. So this is an example of 3 mentors who have given their game plan to their downline. And let's see how they do. See which one you relate to. Do we need to start that again, Alex, or? Mentors given the instructions. Off we go. Oh, a bit of distraction. There's toys, there's food. Oh, there's Netflix. Oh, there's another business opportunity. Oh, no, it's my kids. Oh, there's Celine going, what's going on? Oh, no. Another Netflix series. Oh, here's your mentor. Come on, come on. Remember we had that talk? Come on, come on. Oh, no. Cookies. Watch this. Boom. Come on. Remember the talk we had? Let's go. No, but it's my children. My children's fault. And then finally. And you're still looking back, but look at all the other opportunities out there. So, who was dog 1? dog 2, dog 3. Let's be honest. All right? So, what distraction is doing when you have a clear goal, when you are clear where you're at, the tension that you want is what's going to pull you towards the destiny of your future. The distraction is what, the stress that you think that you shouldn't have, this is where we need to transfer it to. So, what I'd like you to do, just for 30 seconds, when I was in the army, it was the first thing I did when I left school, and I loved it. And we had these things called IAPs, immediate action plans. And so if something went wrong, and we knew everything that could possibly go wrong, everyone knew, contact front, exactly what happened. I went there, they covered that arc. Contact rear. So called immediate action plans. Who already knows the distractions that are going to take you off your dreams right now? You already know it. It would be very naive to step back in, all motivated, let's do this thing, PMD, here we go, when those things are still there and you don't have an automatic action plan or immediate action plan to go, when this happens, this is what I'm going to do. Does that make sense? What are some examples? Call some out and then we'll take 30 seconds to write them down. Scroll hole. Children. Netflix. Sleep, maths. Now, they're all real. I'm not saying, but you need to come up with a way to counteract that immediately. And it's not forever. So I know who's done or is doing 75 hard, just in the room? A few people? So it's just 75 days dedicated to making life really black and white. And so I realized there were things that I was doing, Netflix, coffee, certain other things. I'm just like, for 75 days, I just need to stop this. And it's been a really cool journey. So immediately after GoPro, I started. I know Tennille did, Jamin did, a bunch of other people have jumped on board. And today's day 75, which is really cool. So through Christmas, through New Year's, through Australia Day, through anniversaries, but the resolve, the muscle that it has built, because this is the thing, guys, all of the grey in your life is what's causing your stress. It's the stuff that's taking bandwidth going, I should do this, but I won't. When you just go, it's not an option today, for the next 30 days, like Adam's put together, where you've just got a game plan. We're going every single day. It's not an option not to reach out to 10 people. It's not an option to go to bed and not send the link. So take 30 seconds and write down 2 or 3 things you know are going to take you out of action and what you can do to counteract that. Ready, go. So as you finish writing, just think about the word tension. How do we direct our tension? It's with our attention and our intention, as you've already been taught so beautifully by the other speakers. So your intention is where you direct your focus internally, which is like your left foot forward. But if you just keep doing this, who saw Fraser's little demonstrations a few years ago, what happens? 12 months goes by and I'm like, oh, I haven't moved. And then if you're just showing all your attention, all of your action, there's lots of action, but there's no direction. So it needs to be intention, attention, intention, attention. And that's how you get your tension to focus in one way. And that's when it is in flow and it's ease and it's graceful. And it's not extra work. And you actually get to be in harmony with your highest purpose. And this is what I wake up wishing and hoping and praying for every single one of you. that you clear the distractions and you just get so obsessed, so laser focused, and it's already done. Yeah, girl. So it's been a great day. I love this little process. Who's done a little closed eye process with me before? Only a few of you. This is great. So it's like a little closed eye meditation. I'm speaking, there's sounds, but you get to take yourself on the journey. And I know you already can taste some Prosecco, and I know that there's already worrying about messaging the kids and all that. But what I'd love is just to give this gift to yourself. So what you want to do is just shut your book, push your chair back a little, because you need space that you can stand from your chair. So make sure you just got space. Just move it back from the table. That's it. You probably want to be facing towards the front. If you need to do a test run and know how to stand, that's good. I'm not being facetious, just you don't want to be, all the lights are going to be off and you're going to stand, you don't want to bump into something. So it will get a little loud, so if you've got little babies or whatever, they're welcome to stay, but maybe just cover the ears. So, my last point before we get into this process. Growth stops when you lose tension between where you are and where you could be. And stop avoiding the tension. Stop avoiding the discomfort. And this is a never-ending journey. Because what happens is you stretch, you get to a point, and then you realize, I'm here. And that's okay, because now you're at that altitude that Brian spoke about. And then it's time to set another goal. And then you build back to that and you set a goal. But continue to seek the tension. Continue to strive for that. And there's a part of you that is dying to be that. And so a few years ago, I came up with a term called exhausterated. And it's a combination of being so exhausted because you gave every ounce of your being today, like everything was left on the court. You just showed up beyond what you could have thought. And you're also exhilarated because of that feeling. Can anyone relate? And these don't have to be back-to-back days, but when you've just given your all, there's a sense of pride and there's a sense of just like, man, I even impressed myself sometimes today, you know? And it's okay to have that sense of pride. And the more days that you can do that of continual. Now, the other thing is this. I'm not saying go full out all the time. Because once I get home from the gym and I've put that muscle under tension, what do I need to do? You need to recover, which means you need to fuel. So do the things that light you up. You've got to do the things that light you up in between this business. Because the mistake people make is then, I won't do the business, but your phone's still there and your child's still there. And you're not present with them. So you've got to have that distinction, because if I go home and this muscle needs to recover, but I'm still doing stuff, I'm stopping the growth. So you need to refuel, you need to recover, you need to fully rest so you can step back in the gym and go again. So have clear delineation with your day, with your week, and block the time. One of the saddest things is when people, the thing that they were after is to bring their family together, but then the pursuit of this, the family broke down because they didn't have that in alignment. So, without further ado, let's do this. So we have lights down, please. And if we could black that slide. So, we're going on a little journey. And if everyone takes a nice deep breath in and let it go. Everyone take another deep breath in, this time with your eyes closed. And let the breath out. And this time, as you take another breath in, let it out with a moan. And as you take another breath in, feel a giant rubber band around your heart, pulling you upwards into the direction of your inspired dreams. And as you let the breath out, just stay in that beautiful upright posture. And as you take another deep breath in, feel where that rubber band was being replaced by a bright, white, healing light, beaming through your head, through to your heart. And as you continue to breathe deeply, just feel the warmth and the love of that light starting to flow over your head, over your face, over your shoulders, relaxing your jaw. And as it starts to fill your body, starts to fill your heart, just take a moment to thank whoever or whatever is at the other end of that light. And as you take another breath in, feel that light continuing to flow out through your chest, through your belly, starting to dance with the intelligence inside your body. And as you take another deep breath in, feel your entire body start to be bathed in bright, white, healing light. And as you continue to breathe deeply, bring your presence fully, wholly, completely into your body. Go ahead and put your hand on your heart. And as you take another deep breath into your heart, take a moment to give thanks to your heart that breathes 100,000 times per day without you ever having to think about it. As you continue to breathe deeply into your heart, take a moment to give thanks for all the people that you are grateful for in your life. See their faces. Allow their light to shine brightly into your heart. See your children's faces, your friends, your family, your team, your customers. Start to see the people you haven't even met yet as you start to build this business. And from this place, home is where the heart is. Continue to breathe deeply into your heart. And feel the love and warmth of all of the people around you. And take a moment to give thanks for the magnificence that is you. Now, the universe speaks in frequencies, and at this frequency that you are resonating with right now, this is the perfect place to cast a vision for your life. And so as you start to focus your intention and your attention on creating the life of your inspired dreams, continue to breathe deeply into your heart. Start to feel that energy, start to feel that vision welling up inside of you. Start to see just what's possible when you are on purpose, when you are intent, when you're intention, when your attention, as you breathe deeply into your heart, with your breath in sync, your brain waves in sync, your heart waves in sync. In a moment, you're going to make a stand for yourself and for your family. As I count backwards from 3 to 1, you're going to make a stand. You're going to rise up. In 3, 2, 1, make a stand. Stand the way you'd stand with absolute certainty. You are the person that you've been waiting for. You are a leader. As you start to cast that inspired vision for your life, start to see the business that you've created. Start to see the places that you've been. Start to see the people that you have impacted because you chose to step into your power. Start to see the faces of the people who are depending upon you. See the look in your children's or your future children's eye. Feel the power swelling up. Feel your feet grounded, standing with absolute certainty that this is done. And just breathe that in, feel that energy. You let the images continue to flood your mind's eye, to flood your heart. What are you truly capable of if you laid it all on the line? What if you went all in for the next month, for the next 75 days, for the next 90 days? What could you create? What is truly possible when you start to manifest, when you start to attract, when you start to give your all? Breathe that feeling deeply into your heart. This feeling is in you. It's as you. It's through you. Feel it. Feel it. In a moment, you're going to make the sound of what it feels like having accomplished all your inspired dreams. In 3, 2, 1, make the sound. With even more passion, with even more intensity. On 3, 2, 1, make the sound. Go ahead and clench your fists, making sure that you know you can access this state whenever you choose. This is in you, as you, through you. Feel it. Feel it. Make that image even bigger. Make that image even brighter. Make it in hypercolor. Be there. Feel it. No one is coming to save you. You are the leader that you've been waiting for. This is in you, as you, through you. Feel it. Smell it. Taste it. Touch it. And in a moment, you're going to celebrate like this is already done. Continue to breathe deeply into your heart. And in 3, 2, 1, celebrate. Let's... Let's go, blow the roof off. Come on, I want to see feet leaving the floor. You're just living your inspired dreams. Let's go. Let's get 5 high fives and 3 hugs. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get 5 high fives, 3 hugs. One more time, let's blow the roof off this place. Can we please have all the speakers on stage? If you spoke on stage, come on up. No. Only speakers. What? Only the speakers. I'll get you up in a second. Just all the speakers on stage, please. Hop up after. Oh, so proud of you. All right, give everyone a huge ovation. All these people put a lot of time and effort and love